would like to know how to make cracking Oreo waffles, then continue to watch a video. And while you're here, don't forget to click the subscribe button. Go on. Hello and welcome back to Simon's Bacon Isolation Inspiration. If you're new to the channel, welcome. We're a baking channel where we don't take ourselves seriously and we have fudging and fun while we bake. To get started, I'd like to know in the comment section down below, what is your favourite topping that you like to have on your waffles? Might give me some inspiration for future bakes. Who knows? As you jolly well know, today we are making Oreo waffles. But what is a waffle? What's the history behind a waffle? The answer is, I don't know, but they're blooming delicious. So let's crack on with the ingredients. Now what you're gonna need is as follows. In this bowl, we have got 260 grams of plain flour. In America, they call it all-purpose, but it's plain flour to us normals. In this bowl, I have got 4 chicky eggs. I have got 500 ml of whole milk, the full fat stuff. In this bowl, I've got 25 grams of caster sugar. If you don't have caster, use granulated, who cares? And in this bowl, I've got 60 grams of unsalted butter. And in this little pot, I have got 8 grams of baking powder. And in this little pot, I have got 3 grams of salt. Oreos, very important. This is 154 grams. We've got some double cream, can order about 100 ml of this stuff. A little splish of vanilla extract. This is vanilla bean paste. Why have I got bean paste? It's quite simple. Couldn't get extract, and that's all they add. And lastly, 100 grams of milk chocolate. And that's it. Specialist equipment you're going to need is as follows. I've got a little jug, that's half a cup. A spatula. A pair of tongs. No, not thongs, you don't wear these bad boys. A hand whisk, I know, right? A sieve and an extra bowl. And lastly, you're going to need a waffle maker. This one is a Cuisinart one. I've gone a little bit fancy with it, but you can get cheaper ones online. But this one is au contraire, very nice. I forgot to mention, I'll list all the ingredients in the description down below. Now I need to separate the egg whites from the egg yolks. And the way you do that, give it a little tap on the side of your bowl. Get it open. And just pop it in your hand, the egg yolk, and very gently, and all the egg whites should pass through your hand. And there you go, you've got a perfect little yolk. And pop it in a separate bowl. Continue to do this until you've got 4 egg yolks and 4 egg whites. Easy. Pop the egg whites aside for a minute. Now in with your yolks, you want to go in with your sugar. Now get your hand whisk and give that a little whisk together, just incorporating the sugar with the yolks. Voila. Now with your butter, you want to melt this. So chuck it in the microwave, 40 seconds, a minute, until it's all nicely melted. There you go, mine took 40 seconds. Now with your milk and your butter, put them in at the same sort of time. And lastly, you want to go in with a splish of your vanilla extract. Splish. Perfect. And just give that a little whisk together. Now that's all your wet ingredients in a bowl together. It's time to go in with your dry ingredients. So with your sieve, pop in all the flour, the baking powder, and the salt. Now sieve that into that lot. Now with your hand whisk, you want to whisk this all together until it's all incorporated. You don't want to over mix it, just do it so the flour is all nice and in there. That's what you're looking for. All the flour has been incorporated and it's like a real slightly thick pancake mixture. Now I know I'm a cheat using an electric hand whisk, But trust me, we need to whisk these egg whites until they get nice, firm peaks. And doing that by hand is just, ain't that crazy. So just whisk this until it becomes nice, firm peaks. Easy. Now this is the consistency you're looking for. You see it's quite thick and it holds a peak. Perfect. Before we put that into that, we're going to go in with our Oreos. So open them up. Leave a couple aside, say 3. What you want to do is get your Oreos and just crush them up and pop them in your mix. Now, how yummy does that look? Now with your hand whisk, just give that a mix in to your batter. So it's time to go in with your egg whites. So just pop all that in. Now, you want to gently fold this all together. Try not to knock all that delicious air out. Now to oil your waffle maker, some people use the spray stuff, but let me tell you, that stuff is absolute junk. Use a bowl with some oil, some kitchen roll, and just gently go over it. You don't need to plaster it. Now I'm just going to let my waffle maker heat up, and you'll tell it's done when the green light is on. Now my green light's on, it's time to get cooking. So with your half cup measure or a decent ladle, get your mixture and just pop it in the middle. Try not to overfill it. And close the lid down. Now it's been about 5 minutes I've had this on for, so let's have a little check. Have a look at them bad boys. Don't they look good? And with a pair of tongs, just gently lift them out. Your first ones might look a little bit rough and ready, but they're just testers. So now you know you can go in with a little bit more of this slop. Now, once you've got it back in, leave it for 5 minutes, and you want to continue doing this until all your batter is gone and you've got a plate full of waffles. Have a look at them. These have only been 3 minutes. You just got to keep checking it when you're doing these until they're all done. And on with some more. Now while that last one is cooking, I'm going to make a quick, simple chocolate sauce. So I've got my 100 grams of milk chocolate, you know, the cheap stuff you get from the shops. And I've got 100 ml of double cream. I'm going to pop the cream in a saucepan. And what I'm going to do is put this on a low heat and get it just before it boils. You just want it nice and hot, not boiling. So get it on. It's just started to bubble around the edges, so now's the time to get it on top of your chocolate. You want to stir the chocolate into the hot cream and it'll make like a milk chocolate ganache sauce. Lush. Now have a look at that. Doesn't that look good? These waffles, far too much for one person. But here's a little top tip for you party peeps at home. You can freeze these, pop them in a freezer bag when they're cool, chuck them in there. When you want to eat them, get them out, pop them in the toaster when they're defrosted, and you've got yourself some instant waffles. But for me, I'm going to use just this little stack here. So I've got my chocolate sauce. Now have a watch of this, party peeps. From up high, oh yeah. And lastly, to finish off, with your leftover Oreos, just crunch them up and just pop them over the top. Now it's time for the all-important taste test. So I've got my swords out. Let's delve in. Get a bit of Oreo. That is proper good. Woohoo!
Are you going to stop eating that? It's only a taste test.
I can't help it, baby. Now eating this has reminded me of a top tip which I'm going to share with you lush people around the world. You don't just have to make these waffles in your waffle maker. You can even use cinnamon buns. Before you put them in the oven, pop them in your waffle maker, slam the lid down, and you've got cinnamon bun waffles. And if you want to know how to make cinnamon buns, then here in the top corner is a link to my recipe. Thank you so much for taking the time out to watch my video. If you've enjoyed it and you want to subscribe to me, click my face right here. And while you're at it, click here to see all my other videos. Thank you very much. Tell you what, people have this stuff for breakfast. Oreo waffles for breakfast. If I had that every day, I'd be absolutely massive. I'd be like out here.